Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Civil Boys Podcast. I'm your host, Cam
I'm
Silver.
your co-host Kyle Silver.
And man, we
got some things to talk about, brother.
we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yes, we do.
All right, so let's start at the top. So the Chiefs released right tackle Juwan Taylor before the start of the new league. Well, before the start of the new league year. So that means that by next Monday, if he's just released, he's released. But if not, there could be a trade also as well. But for the Chiefs, this is good for them because it frees up 20 mil. And also, Juwan Taylor has had trouble in that right tackle spot. So
Yes, he has. That right tackle has not been, ain't been able to protect Pat Mahomes when he's been in. So yeah, getting that buffered is going to be really important for them to get
Big
back
time.
to where we know that you can be.
Exactly. They actually had another big time trade as they traded. Where is he at? In my notes,
Trent
as they
McDuffie.
traded, Trent McDuffie to the Rams.
Yeah, man,
So,
that
that's
one's
huge.
crazy actually to me.
And they did that for a first round pick, which is going to be number 29 in this year's draft, if I'm not mistaken, a fifth and a sixth rounder, and a 2027 third round pick.
Yeah. I really do like this for the Rams getting a cornerback because they definitely did need a cornerback. I believe you could very well see that. So addressing that problem was important to them. I can very much tell because you're doing this right before the start of the new league year. So getting that hold up was really good for the Rams.
Yeah, most definitely. And then also good for the Chiefs. They get a bunch of draft picks. Now they can they have some things to play with. Draft some good guys that can go around and help that team a lot.
Yeah, and that those picks are going to be the most important thing into flipping it to get other players maybe, or just or who knows who you'll draft. You know what I mean? In the next coming years, you got a good what you said number 29, and then 2026 fifth round pick, 2026 sixth round, like those could get flipped super easily.
Yeah. Like I said, they either flip them or they could actually keep them and pick from there.
Yeah.
So
They got
you
options though. They got options
Yeah.
for after,
Oh yeah,
especially after this last season of just anemic play and whatnot.
mediocre play for sure.
Yeah.
Cowboys place a franchise tag on George Pickens. They have time until July 15th to get a new contract finalized. But if not by that time, then after that, it's going to be George Pickens on the tag, and we'll see how he handles that.
I'm very interested to see how he'll play. Just because we know he could be kind of a hothead, and have. I'm not gonna say be inconsistent because he was consistent this year, but
Right.
for a franchise tag is a franchise tag at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And a lot of players aren't really happy with getting franchise tagged. So I'm interested to see if they'll get a deal done, before what you said, July 15th. So I'm interested to see maybe they do. I hope they do because you're gonna want him to stick around and be an outlet for Dak.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I feel about it.
I know for a fact that they are trying to restructure the deals of Dak, CD Lamb, and Tyler Smith, if I'm not mistaken. Since they are the three, basically the three highest paid on the team right now, so they are trying to restructure. So maybe George Pickens can start to eat off of that. The Lions trade David Montgomery to the Texans. Lions get a fourth round pick, a seventh round pick, and O lineman and Juice Shrugs, if I'm not mistaken, that's his name. In Monty's 3 seasons with Detroit, he had 2,506 rushing yards and 26 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, damn, man. I feel for Jahmyr Gibbs. I feel for that Detroit Lions organization. That running back tandem of Sonic and Knuckles. Jahmyr Gibbs posting, Sonic and Knuckles going like two separate ways, man. That one brought a tear to my eye for real. Just because I love watching them two together. But, the Texans, they needed a running back, especially with that terrible offensive line that they had as well, too. So, I mean, I'm interested to see, I'm worried that he won't have the same output just because of that offensive line. Like they need to fix that offensive line if they want to, use David Montgomery to his fullest ability.
Right.
But he is a reliable veteran. You know what I mean? In 14 games, he played 14 games in 2023. He was featured on 48% of the snaps and carried the ball 219 times. Those numbers did drop in 2025 to 37% in 158 games. Carried the ball. I'm sorry, carried the ball 158 times. So his production did drop, but that's just because Jahmyr Gibbs was ascending himself. You know,
Right. Yeah.
so it's good that I think it is good that Detroit got him out of there, just because you can still get value for him at this point in his career right now versus if you waited another year or two and then that production is still going down, you know.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah, go ahead.
you could also say that the production is going down because they were using Jahmyr Gibbs a lot more, especially this past season. I've seen Jahmyr Gibbs a lot more out there, out on the field, way more than I've seen David Montgomery. They would try to do the whole, have Jahmyr Gibbs take a series and then have David Montgomery take one too.
Mm-hmm.
But then after a while, you could tell that they were favoring Jahmyr Gibbs because he could do a lot more and he was just so much more explosive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
The Vikings informed Aaron Jones and Javon Hargrave that they will release them, barring any trade. The Commanders intend to release Marshawn Lattimore,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty big. We do have some other big free agents. Trey Hendrickson will be a free agent, so the Cincinnati Bengals decided not to try to even sign him
Yeah.
anymore to another deal. Tyler Linderbaum is a free agent. Travis Etienne, Alec Pierce, and Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker is a free agent as well.
Kenneth Walker being a free agent is crazy, actually. Yeah. I'm hoping that he'll be able to stay with, his team, just because it's always nice when you don't got to get moved after winning Super Bowl MVP. Because I don't even know what that do to a man for real. How I just win Super Bowl MVP, but y'all about to get rid of me. I'm a free agent and y'all not gonna sign me again.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. That's blasphemy.
That's tough. There ain't no love lost. Um, so I'm really interested to see what Seattle does with him. I think that's going to be one of the most interesting ones of this offseason, just simply because again he won Super Bowl MVP, dog. Like I don't know what else to say there. Why he, y'all should have they maybe that first day of the new league year they'll just get that thing sewed right up and call it a day.
Yeah, no, we'll have to see because there are teams out there that need running backs, so
Yeah,
we will definitely see
I'll
where
take
that
him.
heads.
I'll take him.
Shoot, you guys are. I was gonna save this a little bit, but I hear you guys looking hard at Jeremiah Love coming out of Notre Dame. That's what I'm.
Give me Scat Pack
That's
and
gonna
that
be
boy. I'll take it. I'll take it. Give me my Sonic and Knuckles. You heard? Give me my own. Give me my own.
Another big time release. The Cardinals released Kyler Murray.
God,
The Cards already owe him 36.8 mil guaranteed in 2026 and another 19 and a half that would have been triggered on March 15th of 2027. Um but yeah, this is huge right now because going into this next thing that I'm about to say, Kyler Murray and Geno Smith are strong considerations for the Vikings quarterback job. Also, Kirk Cousins and Tua are on the radar as well, but yeah.
damn, yo, Minnesota got some pickings for real. Can't feel good for JJ though, because that boy got in. We knew what he was gonna be able to do. We didn't know what he was gonna be able to do. A lot of injuries and whatnot. So you need somebody reliable. Do you bring back old Kirk Cousins? And rerun it right back. That wouldn't be a bad idea. um, but
because
yeah, go ahead.
it will be different because Kirk Cousins would be more of a bridge quarterback in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. And if you're bringing in a Kyler Murray or a Tua, these aren't bridge quarterbacks.
No, they're not.
These are quarterbacks that you signed to have here for a long time.
And honestly, those two don't excite me in any way, shape, or form. Kyler Murray nor Tua, they don't excite me anymore. They don't. I don't think that there's a lot that they can realistically do. I think they're good. Tua with his mistakes and uh, uh, injury history. Kyler Murray he's just short. I'm short too, guys. Like, please don't get me wrong. I don't got room to talk about nobody being short, but he's short. Okay, Edmund is short. So I'm actually really not surprised that Arizona let him go after this season. I really that wasn't shocking to me, just because I feel like you need somebody that you could get Marvin Harrison the Jr. the ball to, and Kyler Murray the way I see it is he just throwing that ball up, saying, "Yo, he out there somewhere."
Yeah.
that's he's up there somewhere. All you got to do is just place it in the general vicinity.
You got to play a lot of heavy play action for Kyler Murray so he can get outside and make
Yeah.
plays because that's the type of quarterback that he is. But yeah, I wasn't surprised either, especially after this past season with
Mm-hmm.
not only the injuries but losing your starting job to Jacoby Brissett because the team responded
Jacoby.
better with Jacoby Brissett than they did with Kyler Murray. So yeah, that one was gonna be a struggle, but he is still young, so he
Mm-hmm.
does still have some speed on him. He does still have his legs underneath him. So I would be interested to see where he would be. I know the Jets are probably another team that could be looking at him as well. But also remember, this isn't really a strong draft class for these quarterbacks and a strong free agent class as well. So next year's class is what everybody's looking at when it comes into quarterbacks because Arch Manning could be coming in, Julian Sayin, Trinidad Chambliss. So there's a good amount of guys that a lot of teams will be looking at for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to say, like, you brought up a great point about Kirk Cousins being a bridge quarterback, something like a cushiony kind of quarterback versus Tua, trying to look to extend somewhere, sign in, not an extension, but I think you know what I'm trying to say. Um, and then Kyler Murray as well too, being like a franchise quarterback, because he is, like
Yeah,
he is. Um, so yeah, I was just buffering what you were saying. That was it. I thought it was a good point.
thank you. Daniel Jones signed to a transition tag, so the tag is for 37.8 3 mil, more than the 6 mil cheaper. What's it called? Well, cheaper than the franchise tag. Jones will have the opportunity to sign an offer sheet with another team, and then Indy would have the right to match if they would like to.
Interesting. Do you get rid of him if you're Indy though? I mean, like I guess not. Do you get rid of him? But I thought he had success, and he definitely did. So, and what did
Yeah,
you say that this was called? A transitional tag?
a transition tag.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's one of those like when you have a restricted free agent, I guess, in basketball, and then
Mm,
you hand them their offer sheet, and then after that, they could go try to get it signed by another team, and then or they would have to another team would have to give them a little more money than that
mm-hmm.
team, then your former team would have to match them type thing.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I'm guessing. That is kind of like that's the kind of vibes I'm getting here from it. But yeah, it's something that is pretty new to me as well.
Mm,
Not something that's rarely used as
yeah.
I Texans release Jimmy Ward. So that's actually pretty big right there. The Chargers plan to release Mekhi Becton.
Mm,
Patriots release Stephon Diggs.
mm-hmm.
DJ Moore and a 2026 fifth round pick get traded to the Bills for a 2026 second round pick.
Great pickup for the
Moore
Bills.
DJ Moore with the Bears, he had 244 catches, 3,000 just over 3,000 receiving yards and 20 touchdowns. So yeah, big time for the Bills. Bills needed a number one, and they got themselves a number one for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, going all in on that one.
And
I
I
know
actually
also.
think DJ Moore played with the new coach, their new coach, their new.
Yeah, Joe Brady.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it, but I feel like it said Carolina or something. Maybe
Yeah, if I'm not
they played
mistaken.
together.
Yeah,
So
yep.
hey, comfortability is a thing, right? And understanding who your players are, that's big. That's big.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be a big one for the Bills. So
Mm-hmm.
can't wait to see what they do as well. Cam Jordan will hit free agency for the first time in his career next week. So be very interesting to see what team will pick him up. I'm pretty sure he would like to be on a winning team for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't really done much in New Orleans over the last few years, so I could definitely see that. Rashid Shaheed and the Seattle Seahawks are not close to an extension, so it looks like he might be able to test free agency as well. The Colts are speaking with teams about possibly trading linebacker Zaire Franklin, who led the NFL in tackles in 2024, so that would be pretty big. The Texans agreed to a 40 mil contract extension for Daniil Hunter, which also includes a 30.7 mil signing bonus.
Wow. Okay. Nice. Very nice.
Yep, yep. So yeah, man, the free agency is literally next week. So
Yeah, this free agency is
be
gonna
ready.
go crazy, and the way that these teams are moving right now, when free agency really does open up, like a lot of names are gonna be moving. A lot of names are gonna be moving.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, let's go off to the NBA. So nothing, once again, nothing crazy, but Jason Tatum expect or could possibly be making his season debut Friday night. This comes just less than 10 months after surgery for repairing his ruptured Achilles tendon.
What a big this is amazing for Boston. We know what Jason Tatum brings to the table. We know who he is. We know what he's about. So to have a guy like that come back in 10 months is amazing.
It's huge, huge.
I want to see their standings because I just want to see something real. Look, you're coming back to the number 2 team. It's not even yo, that's scary. That's scary. You're
That's
four
actually
games
crazy.
behind Detroit. There's no reason why they can't even take the number 1 if they really if things work out.
Yeah, yeah. And think about it. Just over, if he does come back Friday, he has just over a month to get his legs back underneath him before they start playing pivotal games in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be something to start off. Do see him having minutes
Of
restrictions.
course.
We won't see the full Jason Tatum experience, but I think that we're going to get flashes.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, I think if they do what they're supposed to do with him, and then say after a month they feel comfortable and he feels comfortable for real, I can see them letting go in the leash and then letting him do what he needs to do in that playoffs, and that's going to be scary for everybody in the East.
Because then he's coming back fresh.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn, I have goosebumps right now. Yo, that's not okay.
Be coming back fresh. Your team is playing so well,
Yes.
and it's mainly because of Jalen Brown and Jalen Brown's playing style. So they're still taking a lot of threes, still making a lot of threes, obviously, but it's more so with the driving kick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They don't. It makes everybody, obviously the defense has to collapse when someone drives into the paint, but it it gives everybody a lot more wide open 3-point shots.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It's
And I
not
think
not so much ISO ball outside on the front on the 3-point line.
correct. And I think that if they just keep trending in that direction and they keep it that way, because with Jason Tatum, they do take a step back, in my opinion, with the offense because it becomes more one on one, like
Mm-hmm.
you said. But if they keep it like this with Jalen Brown basically running the helm, I think that they can mess around and go on another run.
Okay. Okay. I actually don't disagree with you there. They're in a great position in the East, at number 2. And then to have, I would still keep Jalen Brown at the helm of the offense, been minutes restriction or not for Jason Tatum, even just because of where they're at, and this has been working, and you don't want to throw a rock into a fan, at this point in the season essentially, and then just have it all blow up because but you also got to create room and allow for room for Jason Tatum to get comfortable too. So it'll be really important to see how everybody plays off of each other. They're probably gonna be going up about 10 to 11 more threes now. you know? So that's great.
Most definitely. Yeah, they gonna be chucking it.
They boy. But so it says that they averaging about 114 points per game. Yeah, by the end of the season, that'll be at about 124. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, no, they gonna start wilding
Yeah,
out.
they
Watch it.
are. They are,
And
yo. Peyton Pritchard going to just be hitting things again. I mean, he still has been, but
he still has,
I'm just like, it's gonna be even worse.
but yeah, no, that's going to be something that everybody's going to be watching.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Um, oh man, yeah, let's move on to college basketball. So we are just about a week away from Selection Sunday. So that is huge. Next week will be championship week. So if for some of the tournaments, some conferences are in the middle of their tournaments right now, but
Mm-hmm.
the bigger ones don't start until next week around some of them around Monday, most around Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay.
But let's go back to last week and some of the games that I highlighted. Let's see how they all finished out. So Duke blew out Virginia 77-51. Arizona blew out Kansas 84-61. Texas Tech upset Iowa State at Iowa State 82-73. UConn just got out of a nail biter with Seton Hall 71-67. Florida dominates Arkansas 111-77.
Damn.
St. Mary's upsets Gonzaga 70-59. St. John's defeats Villanova 89-57.
Damn.
Another blowout. Bama defeats Tennessee 71 to
That was a good
69.
game. I watched that
West,
game. That was a good game.
West Virginia upsets BYU 79 to 71.
Another crazy game. How y'all let West Virginia beat you? Come on.
Clemson,
DJ. Come on.
Clemson, Clemson beat Louisville 80 to 75, and Kentucky upsets Vanderbilt 91 to 77.
Damn, you upset 91-77. Well, I don't know if I call that an upset. Yo.
I mean, hey, Vanderbilt was ranked, Kentucky wasn't,
Yeah,
so that's all.
facts though. Facts. Oh man, yeah. What a slate of games. What a slate of games.
Yeah, no, those are some big time games. Texas Tech upset over Iowa State was something I did not see coming. Iowa State is just one of those teams that they always play really good at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why they call their building Hilton Magic, because magical things just always happen. But Texas Tech did not go for the magic, obviously. UConn, whew, man, that one was a tight one. Alex Caravan came to play though, 23 points, and he was 6 from 3.
Mm-hmm.
Looked real good out there. Something that I was discussing with my dad was that Seton Hall is a really good team.
Mm-hmm.
They're one of the best teams as well. So I want to say they're one of the, I think the next 4 out right now.
Okay.
But the problem is, the reason why they're on the next 4 out is because a good amount of the games that were close, they just can't finish out. So that's been their biggest thing. It was the same thing with UConn, even though that, yes, there were some calls that did go more so UConn's way than Seton Hall's way. Seton Hall did have a chance to take over that game, but they just cannot control it. West Virginia, man.
Yo, what happened, bro? Yo, what happened?
I have no idea. Diabonta had 20 points, 7 rebounds. Robert Wright III, 23 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. West Virginia, they got off to a hot start, and they somehow, some way just fought off BYU. If I'm being honest with you, it doesn't really get any better for BYU as they lost to Cincinnati 90 to 68.
Yeah, I feel like BYU, they're a roller coaster of a team, you know?
Roller coaster of a team. Yeah, I get. I would say
don't
that.
know. Like, I don't think that they should have lost these last 2 games. I really don't.
No, they shouldn't have lost to West Virginia. Now, Cincinnati, I will give Cincinnati their credit because they got this guy, Mustusa Dom, Dom, who's been playing really, and I mean really well over the last 6 games, averaging 19.8 points per game and 9.8 rebounds.
Wow. Oh yeah, almost
So,
double. Mm-hmm.
and he's 7'2".
Oh, man.
Yeah, and he's one of those, like, he'll give you over the last 5 games, he's at least made 1 3 as well. So yeah, man, he could pick and pop, pick and roll. He'll dominate on the glass as well. So he really came to life though against Kansas a couple weeks ago.
Okay, so yeah, maybe that's what they need. That's what Cincinnati needs,
Yeah,
especially going into what's going. Who knows what can happen. That's all I'm gonna
yeah,
say.
yeah. And then I think what the first four in the Big 12 get double byes. The second four, if I'm not mistaken, get a single bye.
Mm,
And Cincinnati right now is just on the edge in that eighth spot, getting that last single bye. So
mm. So it's
and
important
then
that they stay where they're at or ascend.
yep, and then you got BYU who is literally at 10th right now. Yes,
Damn. Oh damn. That's
yes.
not good, is it?
Yeah, no, BYU needs to be very, very careful because danger is lurking.
That's that. Oh man, yo, if BYU, there's like no, is like there's a serious chance that they could miss this. Is what you're saying, like, or
I'm not gonna say miss it, but they can't afford to keep losing games because that you're dropping
yeah,
seeds.
you're dropping you're dropping spaces, yeah.
You're literally dropping major rankings right now
Mm-hmm.
in the projections at least.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, they can't afford to
And
keep
then what?
losing.
You get matched up against a top seeded team in the first round or second round, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Okay.
You mess around and you run into you mess around and you could possibly run into a UConn. You run into a Michigan State or whatever. A Houston.
Yeah.
That
No,
exactly.
I
So
don't
that's
want to see
why.
Houston ever. Would never want to see you. That team scares me.
On Friday we got some pretty big games. St. John's can take the number one seed in the Big East with the win over Seton Hall.
Mm.
So that'll be pretty big for them. As of right now, it looks like we're on a crash course for Seton Hall, not Seton Hall, for St. John's and UConn back next Saturday at the Big East final.
Ooh.
So
They gonna get to run it back, okay?
yes, for the third time if they both handle their business. Miami, Ohio has a chance to finish their season undefeated Friday night.
That's crazy, dude. Like what they've been able to do, and shocking. That's all I'm gonna say. Is completely shocking.
Oh yeah,
When was the last time
oh yeah.
somebody went undefeated in NCAA in basketball?
That was what I want to say. Gonzaga, was it? Gonzaga when they had Jalen Suggs and Chet Holmgren. I think that was what 2021 or something like that. Before that, it was Kentucky when they had Carnthie Towns and Devin Booker. Then after that, before that, it was Wichita State when they had like Ron Baker and Fred Warner. Not Fred Warner, Fred VanVleet. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, Gonzaga was undefeated all the way until they got to the last game against Baylor.
So if here it's saying the 75-76 Indiana Hoosiers through pre-conference and conference seasons, and also finished unbeaten at 32-0, winning the NCAA tournament. Okay, wow, it's wow, damn. They got a Miami, Ohio got a chance to do something real special.
They do. The only problem is the reason why that they are looking still at a number 11 seed, and the reason why they're still ranked so low is because they have not played any quad one or quad two teams.
And that contributes a lot.
So that's one of those things where that's why I can't really say I haven't really said much about them, and I can't say that they could do something special because
You're not really playing no
I don't
competition for real.
exactly like at least I could say that for Gonzaga. I could have said that for Kentucky.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're playing in the SEC. Even Wichita State, they played some pretty good competition going into theirs. But I can't say the same thing for Miami. Like even though I do believe, no matter what happens, I do believe that Miami should indeed be in the Big Dance.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the fact that it's to be determined.
To be TBD. I got you.
Yeah, but we're gonna see because some of these teams have especially these bubble teams, they have chances to do something big. So Seton Hall, if they beat St. John's, they could really fight their way up
Mm-hmm.
the ladder. Cincinnati's another team that could fight their way up as long as they keep winning. VCU has a chance to do some things. Auburn, if Auburn can get on somewhat of a win streak and win in the SEC, they could definitely be in. So
Okay.
yeah, a few teams out there, they have chances to do something big, but they got to stay on it though.
They most definitely do. We're getting into the nitty gritty. Championship week. Some teams gotta make some big pushes.
Yeah, yeah,
Some teams gotta show that they belong here, and some teams just need to dominate. It's essentially what I'm thinking right now.
yep, yep. Just before we get up out of here, I'll tell you guys some of the big games to look forward to on Saturday. So you have number 20 Arkansas going to Missouri. Missouri really needs that win. They're one of the bubble teams. Number 22 Miami versus Louisville. Number 24 Vanderbilt going to number 23 Tennessee.
Mm,
You got number 5 Florida going to Kentucky.
mm,
You got Wisconsin going to number 15 Purdue. You got obviously the rivalry that we all love, North Carolina versus Duke,
hmm
and then you got number 10 Texas Tech going into BYU.
Oh, that's a game. That put a little star next to that one for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to watch that one.
Oh yeah, big time, big time.
Okay. Okay. Very nice.
Yeah, yeah. Next week we will be back and we'll be basically talking about conference championships and who could possibly be stealing bids.
Okay. Okay. Sounds
But
good to
yeah,
me.
yeah. Other than that, I'm your host Cam
I'm your
Silver,
co-host Kyle Silver.
and this is the Silver
Thank you.
Boys.
Thank you.